Danger, danger, danger. So you want to know what the worst places to live in Michigan are? Well, buckle up because I've got the scoop. Researchers rolled up their sleeves, delved into the data, and voila, the results are in. And guess what? Detroit isn't at the top of the list, not even close. So shall we dive in? Firstly, I want to extend a warm welcome to all the newcomers tuning in. I'm thrilled to have you here. My name's Dale, and besides crafting these videos, I've been in the real estate game for some time, guiding countless buyers and sellers through the twists and turns of Metro Detroit's housing market. If you're considering a move within Metro Detroit, maybe not to the locales on this list, don't hesitate to reach out. Shoot me a call, a text, or an email. Whatever floats your boat, I'm here to lend a helping hand. Now, before we unravel the nitty-gritty details, let me set the stage for you. Full disclosure, I didn't compile this list. Nope, that honor goes to the folks over at 24/7 Wall Street. They painstakingly curated a roster of the 50 most undesirable cities to reside in across the entire United States. And lo and behold, Michigan snagged 6 spots on that infamous list. Bravo, Michigan, you've made quite the impression. So what criteria did they use to determine these rankings, you ask? Well, they didn't leave any stone unturned. They sifted through over 24 factors, ranging from crime rates and poverty levels to the availability of entertainment options. It turns out that these issues tend to rear their ugly heads in areas with lackluster education systems, a correlation that's hardly surprising to me. In fact, I've been preaching the importance of buying homes in areas with top-notch school districts for ages. So, it's no shocker to see these factors intertwined. Now, let's peel back the layers and delve into the rankings. Coming in at number 6 is Ecorse, Michigan, with a poverty rate that's a whopping 36.8%, more than double the national average, and over 1,500 violent crimes per 100,000 people. It's safe to say this place raises some eyebrows. Plus, with a paltry population of only 9,000 and more than half of its homes valued at $38,000 or less, it's a tough sell. But what's behind these alarming statistics? Ecorse, like many struggling cities, grapples with systemic issues that have plagued it for years. Economic downturns, lack of job opportunities, and a cycle of poverty contribute to its unfortunate position on the list. Factors like insufficient access to quality education and healthcare further exacerbate the situation, leaving residents feeling trapped in a cycle of hardship. Next up, we have Benton Harbor, claiming the 5th spot on the list. Despite its seemingly elegant moniker, Benton Harbor's reality is far from glamorous. Sure, the average home price might seem reasonable at $56,000, but don't let that fool you. With over 2,200 violent crimes per 100,000 people, and the highest poverty rate in the state, with almost half the population living below the poverty line, it's anything but a slice of paradise. Benton Harbor's decline can be traced back to a myriad of factors, including industrial decline, racial segregation, and disinvestment. Once a bustling hub of economic activity, the city has struggled to adapt to changing times, leaving many residents grappling with unemployment and poverty. Issues like inadequate infrastructure and social services have only compounded the challenges faced by the community. At number 4, we have Muskegon Heights. Despite its somewhat sophisticated name, it's anything but fancy. Home prices here hover around $42,000, sandwiched between the extremes of the previous 2 cities. However, crime rates paint a bleak picture, with over 6,000 reported property crimes per 100,000 people, the highest in Michigan, along with 1,800 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, surpassing most of the U.S. But what lies beneath the surface of Muskegon Heights' crime statistics? Like many struggling communities, Muskegon Heights grapples with a complex web of social and economic challenges. Decades of economic decline, coupled with racial segregation and disinvestment, have left the city's residents feeling marginalized and disenfranchised. Issues like inadequate access to education and healthcare only serve to perpetuate the cycle of poverty and crime, making it difficult for the community to break free from its struggles. Detroit, a city known to all, takes the 3rd spot. With a population exceeding 670,000, poverty and crime run rampant. Last year alone, over 42,000 crimes were reported, likely only scratching the surface. Despite its storied history, Detroit's challenges persist. But what's behind Detroit's struggles? Once a beacon of American industry, Detroit has faced decades of decline, exacerbated by factors like deindustrialization, population loss, and racial segregation. High levels of poverty and unemployment have left many residents struggling to make ends meet, while issues like inadequate infrastructure and social services have further compounded the city's challenges. Flint, Michigan takes the runner-up position. Among the poorest and most dangerous cities nationwide, Flint's residents grapple with adversity. With over 40% below the poverty line and a real estate market decimated by the Flint water crisis, it's a tough road ahead. But what led to Flint's decline? Decades of economic decline, coupled with a series of devastating events like the Flint water crisis, have left the city's residents feeling abandoned by their government and struggling to rebuild. Issues like inadequate access to education and healthcare have only exacerbated the challenges faced by the community, leaving many feeling trapped in a cycle of poverty and despair. And finally, the dubious honor of being the worst place to live in Michigan goes to Highland Park. With a staggering poverty rate of 49% and a median household income under $15,000, coupled with over 3,000 property crimes and 2,000 violent crimes per 100,000 residents, according to 24/7 Wall Street, Highland Park paints a grim picture. But what's behind Highland Park's dire statistics? Like many struggling communities, Highland Park grapples with a myriad of social and economic challenges. Decades of economic decline, coupled with factors like deindustrialization and population loss, have left the city's residents feeling marginalized and disenfranchised. Issues like inadequate access to education and healthcare have only served to exacerbate the community's struggles, leaving many feeling trapped in a cycle of poverty and crime. So there you have it. Would you consider living in any of these areas, or do you currently reside there? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're contemplating a move within Metro Detroit, reach out. I'm here to help. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, where I explore various cities and areas across Metro Detroit. And if you're still watching, check out some of my other videos. I think you'll find them quite enlightening.